This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON 4 News starts now with breaking news.
Good morning, I'm Daria Folsom.
And I'm James Fletcher, and that breaking news story this morning is that officer-involved shooting and the resulting standoff this morning. And we've just learned, as we've been reporting here in the last 30 minutes, that that suspect is now dead.
Let's go to KRON 4's Will Tran live on the scene with an update. Will?
They don't know the cause of his death, if he died because of the shootout with police officers or if he died inside the home. We showed it to you live throughout the morning. Intense ball of fire. It was smoky. He perhaps could have died because of the fire at the house. They simply don't know. They are going to have to do an autopsy on him to find out the cause of death. But this scene is over as far as the manhunt. They know who he is. They're not releasing his name, and the official confirmation came out at 8:15, and I tweeted it out as soon as I heard. You can see off in the distance there are colleagues of mine throughout the Bay Area. They are getting a straight-on shot of the home, which still continues to smoke at this hour. He ran across the street from the Safeway. We're basically right next to the Safeway, where it all went down at around 1:30 in the afternoon. He ran across that house. That is not his home. That is not a relative's home. It's a random citizen, was not home at the time, came inside, and that home is destroyed. Now, before he was inside the home, surrounded by police officers, there was a time when he was roaming free after the shootout with the police officers. Joining me now is Sarjeet Joel. You are a Fremont resident. You have a compelling, chilling story to tell us. You were on the streets walking around or eating at the time, if I heard you correctly.
I just finished my lunch at Park One restaurant, and we saw a guy trying to jump a fence from the Cragen auto body parts area, and he tried 2-3 times. He couldn't jump it, and the fence was wiggly. He kicked it 2-3 times, and he broke the fence, and he came towards the restaurant. We quickly got into the restaurant, and we closed the doors, and we started standing close to the doors so that he doesn't come in. And
he tried to go into the restaurant.
No, he didn't push the doors, but he was coming towards the door. When he saw us, two people by the glass doors, and he just diverted towards the street, and then he went towards this behind the Safeway.
Was he injured at the time? Did he have a gun?
He was limping, actually. I didn't see his gun, but other people say they saw the gun. But I saw a sort of knife-like, longer thing on the back of
a knife to his side.
To his side. It was a knife-like thing. I don't know what it was.
Did you guys lock eyes? Did you guys look at each other, and he looked at you, you looked at him?
A little bit, quick. Yeah, he was running. He was trying to escape from somebody. There was police sirens going on at that point. And then after he went this way, then we got out into the parking lot, and I shot that video through the fence, broken fence, where policeman was being attended, which I later knew that was a policeman. We saw somebody was being attended in the Cragen auto body parts parking lot, and I tweeted that video.
A day later, now that it's over, what's going through your mind? I mean, he is accused of shooting 2 police officers. You were right in the line of sight. You easily could have been another victim. I've never had your experience. I'm sure many people have not as well. What's going through your mind now to see the suspect?
Yeah, I think it's a little jolt in life that life is fragile, and just hug your loved ones in the morning every day. So be nice to people. So it's just a sort of reminder to live every day to the fullest extent, kind of thing. But I was not scared at that moment when it happened. But later I realized what happened. It could have been worse.
Did he stop at your site, or did he keep going? And then
he slowed down.
Wow.
It's my sort of imagination. He might have thought I can go into this building, right? But then he saw that we in front of the door, and then he couldn't easily get in, so he just diverted.
Where did he go after that? Once he left
Fremont Street.
Fremont Street. Thank you so much. We're glad that you're okay. Again, he said he saw the suspect limping. Police officers, we heard an update about 20 minutes ago. They believe there is a chance during the shootout with the police officers that he might have been injured, and that's why they don't know at this point if he died because of the injuries sustained from this shootout, or if in fact he died because of the smoke, the fire inside the home. They just simply cannot tell at this point. They have to do an autopsy. I live in Fremont. I can tell you that the restaurant he's talking about is pretty much on the other side of Safeway. It's a very popular restaurant. You just heard him say that many people stood basically at the front, at the door, preventing him from possibly going inside. They locked eyes. I mean, how chilling is that? That they locked eyes for a brief moment, that he kept going and then ran onto Fremont Boulevard. The suspect's name not being released at this point, but according to law enforcement, he is familiar with them. Also, we did get a chance to ask, at the very least, the public information officer with the Fremont Police Department, how are those two officers doing at this time? They are refusing to comment on that. All they're saying is they're still in the hospital and their names are not being released at this point. Again, this is the scene. That's the home. They said they apologized to the homeowner for destroying that house because it was their tear gas that started the fire, that it was smoldering for a few hours. Then at around 5 o'clock, live on Channel 4, we showed it to you. You heard it, about 10 popping noises. Those were tear gas being thrown into the home once again, and that caused a huge ball of flame. The smoke showed it to you as well. And you can see that house destroyed. No one injured as far as civilians, and now they're being allowed to return to their homes. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Will. I mean, what a scary situation. For hours and overnight, families either locked in their homes and couldn't get out, or separated from loved ones because they couldn't get in, like that one case where the guy's two kids were there.
We have some video. Don't show it yet. I want to set the scene here really quickly.
Right.
So, KRON 4's Avery Harper talked to this dad, right? He was one of those that was being kept out at the perimeter, and he said he was coming home from work, he and his wife, trying to get home to their two kids that were in the townhouse complex right next door to where this...
Age 2 and 9.
Right. And then that's where they met the police barrier. Couldn't get home to their children. The only person at the house was, the nanny.
Right.
And so we've been following their story all morning long.
So they've been communicating for hours with the nanny and through their nanny cam and telling the kids, it's okay, it's okay. They're stuck in the house. And then finally, our cameras are rolling this morning when they lifted the blockade and they allowed them back into their home.
Check it out.
Oh, so there's the older kid.
It's the 9-year-old.
I'm kidding. I mean, and the 2-year-old, worse yet. You know, the poor little 2-year-old didn't know what was going on.
And there's the nanny back there. And he was nice enough to let us tag along with our cameras to catch that moment, which was great to see. And it's just nice to see that kind of closure, at least for that family. Because they were talking about how they were, trying to sleep in their car last night, but who could sleep? He said it was just too stressful, too frustrating when he knew their kids were there, literally right next door to where this gunman was holed up in a house.
Everybody's fine. I feel like an idiot because you know what happens? It's when everything's fine that you cry. You know what I mean? Like, whew, it's a big sigh of relief because they kept everybody away so that nobody would be in danger. They had a gunman. You know, you see a shootout and you don't know what to do. So they kept everybody away for so long this morning until they confirmed that the suspect was not a threat, that he was dead. And it's that relief cry.
It's not just
like everybody's fine.
Any parent. I was feeling the same thing too. You can't help but put yourself into his position. You know, if you've got little kids, you'd do anything to keep them safe, and to be held back like that and not able to, just get in there and protect them.
Yeah, and there's one other, horrible thing that's going on right now, speaking of families and loved ones, and that is those two police officers who were shot yesterday are in the hospital right now, and one is in critical condition, and he was just a one-year rookie, of the force, and he was shot, so he's in critical condition. The other officer is doing better. He's in stable condition, and he's a 10-year veteran.
And so we're following very closely the latest at the hospital where they're being treated this morning, and as soon as we get an update on their condition, we'll of course let you know. And it's a reminder, download the mobile app because that news may come down in the middle of the day between our broadcasts. So if you want to be alerted immediately when we get that information into our newsroom, download the app. It's free, and we'll send out that push alert as soon as we get the update.